Second Corinthians chapter 12 verse 2 to 4. So three verses today. And I'm doing my 682nd King James Version Bible read with some Koine Greek words, few of them, because there's a lot of words that we will be talking about today. Having said that, let me just read. Verse 2, Second Corinthians chapter 12. I knew a man in Christ above 14 years ago, more or less 14 years ago, above 14 years ago. Whether in the body, I cannot tell, or whether out of the body, I cannot tell. God knoweth, such an one caught up to the third heaven. That's kind of wild. It's kind of deep. But you know what? Let's just continue reading and then let's just discuss it later. Verse 3. And I knew such a man, whether in the body or out of the body, I cannot tell. God knoweth. Last verse, verse 4. How that he was caught up into paradise and heard unspeakable words, which is not lawful for a man to utter. Alright. To be honest with you guys, I've just gathered the words or Koine Greek words that is kind of deep or kind of necessary, or not necessary. Every words here are necessary. However, necessary for discussion. Probably that's the best way to put it, or that's the best way how the best way I could say it. Anyways, so in verse 2, only one word. The reason why, and for verse 3 and 4 as well, the reason why is because you'll be able to figure out once we put it in more natural rendering, meaning Koine Greek rendering, you'll be able to figure out what's the nuance from KJV, from the more natural rendering, and then we will render it in modern English structure or grammar structure. So the first word, or this is the one, the at least the one word in verse 2, uranu, uranu. In KJV, heaven, lexical meaning sky and heaven. You know what? This is just an addition. It just came to my mind right now. In Hebrews, in Genesis chapter 1 verse 1, God created the heaven and the earth. The word heaven there is hashamayim. Hashamayim. It means the actual translation in English of the word hashamayim is sky, sky, not heaven. But the first English translation that we have is KJV, King James Version. And they translated the word sky to the word heaven. And then similarly, in the New Testament, in Koine Greek word, the word uranu, translated by the translator of KJV using the word heaven as well, but the actual lexical meaning is sky, or it could be heaven. So just a trivia, just remember that hashamayim is the word for heaven in Hebrews. Anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and read the actual natural rendering. So the reason why I've captured the word heaven here is because Apostle Paul mentioned third heaven, but it's not in details. So later on I will explain that. But let's just try to read the more natural rendering, so you'll be able to figure out what's the slight differences from the actual KJV, from KJV and from the actual Koine Greek text. I know a man in Christ 14 years ago, whether in the body, I do not know, or whether outside the body, I do not know. God knows such a one, having been caught up as far as the third heaven. If you can see here, even the structure of the wording almost closely similar to the actual Koine Greek word in this more natural rendering. Slight difference, but almost there. Even the positioning of the wording and the translations. But if you can see here, it's kind of different from KJV. But if you're going to analyze it, it's just saying the same thing. However, it's just more understandable if we're just going to use the more natural rendering. But then again, we are just going to give leeway for the translators of KJV before in 1611 and then 1769 because they don't have uh, the capacity to gather all the information about the word in just a split second of time. Not compared to us nowadays, we can just type down what we need to know and type in uh, the the keyword or the prompt accurately, and then all the information is available online, and the internet will provide it to us and more directly and more accurately. The reason why more directly and accurately, because they are going to get the actual details that what we're asking for, the answer for what we're asking for, and from the sources, from a relevant sources or an accurate sources or credible sources, instead of we reading from page 1 to page 1000 when we're actually looking for the actual answer in page 995. Am I making sense there? So before you reach for the answer, you need to read 994 pages. So that's the advantage that we have that they don't have back then. So might as well, if we have the advantage, let's do our own research. All right? So no one could say that the Bible is corrupted because we could go back to the original lexicon. All right. So now let's read the more modern rendering. If we're going to render it today, I know a man who is in Christ who, for 14 years ago, was caught up to the third heaven. Whether he was physically in his body or outside his body, I do not know. God knows. God is the only one who knows. I need to read verse 2 because there's an explanation from that will be coming from verse 2 and 3. So let's just read verse 3 and just one word, oiden. So this is 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 3, oiden, meaning KJV knoweth, in actually English translation knows, but in actual lexical meaning he knows, has knowledge. So the lexical meaning for the word oiden will go towards the context as well. So it will make the context clear. Or sorry, it will make the context clear. So he knows, has knows. All right. So that's the word. That's the only word that we've captured. We've gathered in verse 3, verse 4. There's a lot, at least 4 or 5. Anyways, more literal rendering of verse 3. And I know such a man, whether in the body or outside the body, I don't know. God knows. What the reason why I read verse 2 and 3, because Apostle Paul is talking about himself, but he's humble enough not to emphasize himself, but the experience. He's sharing an experience, an explainable experience. Actually, that's for verse 4. An experience that he doesn't know if he's actually experiencing it when physically, or he's outside on his physical body spiritually. He's been caught up, meaning seized or captured or take away to the third heaven. Did it mention paradise? All right. Okay. That's on verse 4. On verse 2, to the third heaven. Apostle Paul didn't declare or didn't give any details about heaven. So he just mentioned third heaven. So based on my research, it is referring to a not worldly place, meaning out of this world place. And then he was brought up, meaning he is not the one who go there. He was brought up. He was caught up. He was take or capture or seized towards the third heaven. And then he is actually seeing things that he couldn't explain. And how he get there, he also didn't know. Only God knows. That's what Apostle Paul is saying. Now, Apostle Paul is speaking on as a third person. I know a man he could say, I was in Christ more or less 14 years ago, whether physically or maybe spiritually, he brought me into the third heaven, something like that. Now, verse 4. Let's talk about verse 4. I'm sorry, I haven't. Did I read it? No, I haven't read it. So, sorry. Verse 3, more literal rendering, and I know such a man whether in the body or outside the body, I do not know, God knows. Modern rendering, and I know that such a man experienced this, whether he was physically in the body or outside his body, I do not know. So that reveals it. It's Apostle Paul. He's talking about himself. I do not know. God knows. So meaning, whatever he experienced, he's not the reason for it. He doesn't know why he experienced it, but he experienced it, and he's sharing it to us and to the Corinthians back then. Now, verse 4. In verse 4, 1, 2, 3, three Koine Greek words. The first one is paradison. 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 KJV, paradise. Lexical meaning, garden. Place of blessedness. Garden or place of blessedness. So that's the reason why we need to capture it. Because it didn't mention paradise. Or the actual lexical meaning is not referring to paradise. So it's referring to a garden or a blessed place, a place of blessed. Now, the next word is areta. Areta. Unspeakable. Lexical meaning, KJV unspeakable, lexical meaning unutterable, meaning unspeakable. You cannot say it. Unspeakable or unutterable, not expressible or not permitted to be spoken of, or unspeakable. So depending on the context, or depending on the grammar structure, or depending on how you're going to emphasize the actual context. So the next word, the last word is lalaysay. Lalaysay. KJV, to utter. Lexical meaning, to speak, to talk, or to utter. Utter, speaks. It's just the same thing. Speak, utter, talk, same meaning. Now, more literal rendering, that he was caught up into paradise and heard unutterable words which it is not permitted for a man to speak. So if you're going to visit the Koine Greek words, this is how you will be structuring the actual verse. Or maybe there's slight nuances because again, some of the Koine Greek word has at least 2 or 3 meaning. For example, paradison could be garden. You could use garden, or you could use place of blessedness. All right. Now, modern rendering, he was caught up into paradise where he heard words that cannot be expressed or spoken by men because he was not permitted to utter them. Let me just read that. He was caught up into paradise where he heard words that cannot be expressed or spoken by men because he was not permitted to utter them. So he was caught up. Apostle Paul was caught up. Apostle Paul is talking to himself. Talking about himself, not talking to himself. Talking about himself as a third person, because he's going to have he's emphasizing the experience, not the man. Emphasizing the experience, not emphasizing the man. Verse 5 and verse 6 will explain us why. But Apostle Paul is giving them, sharing them an experience of a man, which is him, but he's not using it to boast, but he's showing them the things that God revealed to him, but he will only reveal to us, to the Corinthians, those things that God revealed to him. However, those things that God hasn't revealed to him yet, he will not try to explain it or try to put it into wordings. Hence, unspeakable things cannot be uttered with words, or it's not permittable. It's not permittable. Permitted. It's not permittable. It's not permitted to be uttered by any man. So again, we still have time. Let me just read it back. I knew a man Christ above 14 years ago, whether in the body I cannot tell, or whether out of the body I cannot tell, God knoweth. Such an one caught up to the third heaven. Verse 3, and I knew such a man, whether in the body or out of the body, I cannot tell, God knoweth. Verse 4, how that he was caught up, how the man was caught up, how that he was caught up into paradise and heard unspeakable words which is not lawful for man to utter or to reveal. Now, I'm gonna read the more natural rendering. I'm gonna read the more natural rendering of these three verses. All right, verse 2. I know a man in Christ 14 years ago, whether in the body I do not know, or whether outside the body I do not know, God knows. Such a one having been caught up as far as the third heaven. Now, a more literal rendering of verse 3. And I know such a man, whether in the body or outside the body, I do not know. God knows. Now, more literal rendering, verse 4, that he was caught up into paradise and heard unutterable words, which it is not permitted for a man to speak. All right, so that's our Bible reading for today. Tomorrow, verse 5 and 6. So, yeah, I think that's it. If the more natural rendering is still confusing to you, go back, rewind a little bit, and then try to listen to the modern rendering. Because modern rendering is like I paraphrase the actual more literal rendering. And more literal rendering came from the Koine Greek word. I just structured it to make a understandable English structure from the Koine Greek words, lexical meaning, or translations. Alright? So yeah, I'm gonna see you tomorrow. God bless you guys. Keep safe. And bye for now.